So to start off, who here will not be here this summer? Let me hear you. Anyone? Come on. All right, that was me and my wife last summer. So my wife and I were leaving for a summer internship, and we needed a place to store our stuff. Started calling around, over $100 to store in any facility we could find. So I called up an old friend, an old neighbor of mine actually, lives up in Kaysville, and he said, come store with us in our garage. I drove an hour and a half north, stored my stuff in the middle of the night. I paid for an $80 truck, and as I was driving back, I realized there are empty garages all around me. There are empty garages in Provo. Why did I drive an hour and a half north? Unless Neighbor is born. There are more storage facilities, not units, in the United States than McDonald's, Starbucks, Burger King's, Wendy's, Domino's, and Dunkin' Donuts combined. And that's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is that the average occupancy rate of these storage facilities right now is 93%. That's the national average. There is demand and there is limited supply. So Neiybor.com, this is our product. If you get on our website, we literally are the Airbnb of self-storage.
Or should we say the Swigalicious of self-storage?
So this is a picture of our platform. If you get on Neiybor.com, you can get on, you can search by your area, and there you can sort by price, size, and let's talk about our potential.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody had their minds blown by the fact that there's more storage than all the fast food combined. Just to put that in dollar terms, this is a $33 billion market. And just here in Utah, where we're based out of, it's a $300 million market. In fact, the number 2 storage player in the United States, called Extra Space Storage, is based out of here in Utah. Now, what Neighbor does, you saw our platform, because the individuals that sign up as hosts on our platform, they don't have to build their house. They don't have the fixed costs that self-storage does. Our prices come in at 50% of what the market is charging right now. So if last summer you didn't store your stuff and you packed it up in your car and you took it home because it was too expensive, now you have an option, because Neighbor is 50% of the price. You can get storage for as low as $20, $25. So we just want to introduce you to who we are. We have a lot of experience, and we're planning to grow this company quickly. And we'll show you a graph later of our traction. We have experience in private equity, consulting, a variety of different industries, but what this doesn't show up here is we all have prior experience with a startup. And Neighbor's the idea we've been most excited about yet. We've only been around since December. We launched our first WordPress website, and you saw the website we just launched last night, or 2 nights ago. It lets you pair automatically, and this is the growth we've seen. This is the growth we've seen without our new website. Let's be clear about that. We're excited to close out the month tonight and put March up here.
80% of this growth is also organic, just like to be clear, meaning that they're not our mom, dad, and brother and sister. Like, these are people we don't know that have come on our platform with relatively almost zero marketing dollars.
We had someone sign up last week. They came on our platform on Thursday. They had never heard of Neighbor. They needed a place to store their stuff. And by Saturday, we had their stuff in someone else's house, and they were a paying customer. So we like to get people in and get them stored quickly.
We're Neighbor.
Do you guys mind if I go? So I know there's a few other competitors in this space currently, and they're in a few markets. How do you guys differentiate from them? And if you don't, what's the idea? Is it just about market share and who can grab it fastest?
Yeah, so we group our competitors into 3 categories. Obviously, like, our main competitor is traditional self-storage. And then you have a few companies in this space. We call them storage innovators. They still build the warehouse, but they'll come pick it up. There's a lot of VC money going into that right now. As far as the peer-to-peer storage market, where you store in someone's house, we've identified about 4 players that we're looking at, only one of which is ahead of us. It's a company called Spacer out of San Francisco. You may have heard of them.
They were just acquired by Roost.
They just acquired Roost. Problem is, they picked the wrong market. You can imagine if you have extra 10 by 10 space in your house in San Francisco, why would you rent it out for $80 a month for someone to store their boxes when you could have someone sleep on your floor for $2,000? Utah, everyone overbuilt their houses, and there's a huge transient population, which is why we think our growth has happened. We've seen them actually start shifting to things that make more sense. For San Francisco, like rent out your parking space. That makes sense, right? They actually just expanded to DC, which just shows us they didn't learn their lesson.
Hey guys, quick follow-up, great presentation. I'm curious, fundamentally, if you think about the consumer, what problem are you solving for them? I see the 93% capacity. There's some counter trends, right, where consumers are buying less stuff, they're less materialistic, although they're more into sharing, their stuff with each other and kind of, in this new economy. But what's the problem you're solving? What the existing solutions are failing them in what way?
So one, right now, storage facilities in general are just charging a premium price. Like literally, if you want a 10 by 10 space, you're looking at $85 to $110 right here in Utah Valley. Now, with Neiybor, our platform, we also have suggested pricing. So we'll come in and we'll say, for your 10 by 10 space, we're beating the market by 50%. So we would we recommend that you store between $45 and $60.
And can I tack onto this?
Yeah.
50% of our customers right now have never used self-storage before. So there's the $33 billion market, and then there's our blue ocean, right?
Okay. All right, so it costs, and you'd say you're going to grow the market with non-consumers.
It's also in your neighborhood. It's closer. You can't build a storage facility in residential zoning
That's
areas.
good.
Is there any security issues? Like, I would hate my stuff to be in my neighbor's house.
Right, great question. So like 10 years ago, these are the questions Airbnb got as well. And 10 years ago, you wouldn't have slept in a stranger's house. You wouldn't have hopped in a car with a stranger.
Yeah, but it's not like my memories. I mean, I don't want anyone going through my stuff.
Totally. And we make it very transparent. Just as Airbnb, we have profiles, there's ratings, you have a bio on yourself. You're able to rate each other and also approve it beforehand. So we make sure that both sides are screened.
Perfect. All right, let's give it up for Neiybor.